Welcome back to my channel. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. I think it's time. Things have progressed here and it's starting to look a little bit more interesting from a trading perspective. So what do we have? I don't exactly remember when I did the last video. I haven't checked, but it was somewhere up here. I think around the top. I don't think I've done anything since we came down. It's been kind of boring. We've been in a range and trading below the SMA 200 on the daily time frame. So I'm looking at the daily time frame here. I have opened here MACD. I have the Ichimoku cloud. I have the SMA 200 as the moving average, the only one. And I have drawn some lines here for support and resistance. And I have pivot points too, ranging from daily to monthly and yearly also. Yeah. So let's start at the daily time frame because this is where it's interesting right now. So if we see here, we can see the Kumo cloud, and if you're familiar with this particular trend following system, it's a buying signal if price breaks above the Kumo cloud. When the projector cloud is bullish, so we have here we can see we have a twist, bullish twist as it's called currently, and we can see prices about to close above the cloud if it managed to. We have 1.5 hour left here to trade on the UTC minus +2 we have on my current time here in Central Europe. So this is interesting. It's very interesting because this is what I've been waiting for all along here, because price sort of failed to come up and test the cloud a few times here, several times actually, and when we were around this area here, I was listening to YouTube videos. I was listening to most traders and YouTube crypto crypto YouTubers. They were bearish, I would say. Things were looking bleak, and there was a sentiment of fear that was just building up here, which normally is a good time to see a bounce. So for instance, in forex, or in any type of derivative trading and leverage trading, so when people go extreme to one end, price will go the other way. So it's been like that. It's been very extreme situation here with shorts, people shorting Bitcoin, and so yeah, it was time for a flip, and so we saw it, and then we have big liquidations here of shorts and in the leverage markets trading. So yeah, we came up to this resistance here we have had since last tested here in mid-June, but it's an older resistance level. We can see here we're going back to the early days of this year. It was also acting as a resistance, and then this support level, was the same we had in late January this year. So this range is well tested and well traded, let's say. It's like for a technician, when it's this clean, it's very nice. I mean, it's nice for the eye, it's easy for the mind to grasp and understand. It's not choppy, it's quite clear, clean, which is actually typical for crypto market, that it's rather clean and nice from a technical perspective. So now the question is, will price be able to close above the cloud here today? If so, we will have a signal actually. Normally, of course, if you're trading the breakout trade here on the Ichimoku, you would like to see price come back and retest the cloud if you are a more conservative trader, if you sort of want that security of confirmation. So you want, in this case, you would say price came down and tested maybe the cloud here, and this angle here, it's quite steep actually. I mean, the real support is down here at this level, around, say, 35,000, right about the flat end of the top of the cloud here. But I don't think we will see this because of this strong momentum up here. Bulls are returning and bears are sort of surrendering here, and let's see, I think there could be a lot of stops placed above here for shorters. I mean, these are the ones that trade with less leverage. They will have a bigger stop loss. They probably put their stop somewhere around this level here, I'd say. Maybe if you have more room, you will place it a little bit higher up here to avoid any shops. But yeah, shorting Bitcoin is never a good idea actually. So it's proven over and over. So the market makers here will probably try to push price higher and clear this level. It's looking pretty good actually. Earlier today, we had a rather big red candle here coming all the way down, testing the weekly R2 at 38,700. But now we're right back here. So actually, if we could actually end up with a sort of a hanged man candlestick here, but I don't like these candles here. Usually a hangman candle is a soul candle standing like that high up, probably usually with a little gap up, and not a consolidation candles before it like this. So I don't think really it will look like a good hangman here. It looks more like it was bought up here, and price is pressing this level here, the white line that I placed here. It's 41,000. I placed it at 41,000. Of course, you can move it around a little bit. It's more like a zone here, I would say. We have the monthly R1 here that was tested, cleared actually here, right here a couple of days ago. So the R1 has been tested. Now let's say price will actually, let's say we have a bullish close today with a signal here looking like this. Tomorrow we could actually get the breakout tomorrow. It would actually, this would, mainly Asians, I would say, use Ishimoku, but they use it a lot, so it's a very well used system, and you won't see it so much among European and American traders for some reason. I don't know why. It's a brilliant system. It's just not used so much over in, especially in America. But in Asia, widely used, and that's also why it's so neatly working so neatly often. If you look at it, it's just respected in every way. So yeah, so it's looking quite bullish right now, this candle here. I still think that we won't break above the last hours here. who knows? Who knows? Anyway, so if we get this close, then we might see this push above. So where are we going then? Where is the next target here? Let's see. I believe if we're going to shoot up, we have of course the SMA 200 at around 44,500, give or take. So that's one good level to look at if we're shooting up here, and that's of course coinciding with this level here. This flat line on the cloud here. These flat lines indicate more stronger resistance levels and support, of course, if it's going down. So, and it coincides pretty well with the SMA 200. So I would say this is a good level. But of course, R3 here is another good level to look at. You can see it's the weekly R3 here. Could be a sort of a bounce from that one coming down. So we have a shorter move like this, and then trying to establish this level as support. That's very important here. Yeah, if we're going to sort of create a little bit accumulation momentum here and then shoot up going forward here. So I would say above, yeah, we see this resistance here acted as support before. It's the same level we see here. So I've drawn this green line here. Not sure, I was looking at that particular low. This is more like a zone, I would say. So yeah, I'd say I'll wait, where we go. I got an extra. Let's remove that one. See if I can, yeah, remove this green line also. So above here, this level, I'd say we have these lows here. So this yearly R2 will be also a good level to look at for if you're taking short-term trades here, you're looking for profit taking. That could be a good level too. But in general, if we're looking higher, if we're going to challenge the highs here, the all-time highs, etc., we need to establish the price needs to establish above this resistance level and make it act as support. So we get that confidence, and then we can sort of move up from there. So I hear some are talking about a bull trap here. This is a bull trap and blah blah. Yeah, who knows if it's a bull trap? If we're going up towards these levels and then fail, we can't get up here. We fail and we fall down again. Maybe rapidly. You know, the perma bears here in this situation, they think that this is it. This is the top. This is the all-time high until the next halving. And the next halving is a long way away. I mean, several years. So we would be in an extended bear market then if we're listening to the bears. But personally, I don't think that is the case. I think this has been a correction phase, and so why do I think that? Well, we have to look at the other time frames too, not just the daily, right? We need to look at the higher time frames. So we're looking at the weekly time frame here. You can see we have two nice candles coming, even with a gap here, and we haven't yet tested the cloud. Price didn't come down and test the cloud here at 27, say 27,500, which would have been a good level to test the cloud for support. So price failed, and that in itself is a little bit bullish, I would say. And now we're shooting up again. So we can see price is bullish on the weekly time frame. We haven't yet been able to test the cloud. We even sort of starting to see perk here on the MACD. and in a couple of weeks we could have a bullish cross too on the MACD, which would just add fuel to an upward momentum, I would say. If you get a sort of a sharp cross here, that would be typical for a good buy on using the MACD momentum oscillator here. So this is how I see things right now, and of course we still need to break above that 41,000 level and make it into support here to get more conviction from the bulls, and the ones that are on the sidelines right now, or the ones who didn't buy down here. They're waiting for some sort of shoot up, come back, test this level, find support, and then people will get in. The more conservative traders, they will wait for that, and then they will have this as support, and they can place a stop below here and ride the wave up. So let's see how things will turn out here, but currently it's looking quite promising actually. Even though we haven't broken this level, we have a brewing buying signal on the Ichimoku, and that is of course quite good for the bulls. I remember when things were sort of starting to be heavy up here. I remember it was quite nice here, because once we broke above here, I myself took some profits and placed it into stables, and I was riding all this way down without sort of getting too hurt. So I was lucky using this particular system, and I even took some profits once we shifted from bullish to neutral here. That was when we entered the cloud. That was the first signal for me. Another thing I am going to mention here as the last thing, I would say, that is interesting for if you're looking at the Ichimoku system, is to look for the lagging span. In this case is this sort of purple line here dragging behind 21 periods, and when it breaks below the cloud here, that's usually a good additional confirmation for a sell signal. And likewise, when it breaks above the cloud, that's a good additional buying signal. So let's see if we can have this one. It will come along here, so price actually needs to go above this level, this 45,000 level here, to drag this along above. But if it does, I'd say, and holds above 45, we will have an additional confirmation from the lagging span here. So that would be good also for the bulls, I mean. Yeah, so that was my first video here for quite some time, and I've been meant to do it before here because this range here was interesting in itself, but now things are really starting to look interesting from my own technical parameters I use. So yeah, I thought I wanted to share this. Maybe we also should take a look at the let's see here, we have Ethereum Bitcoin chart also. That's a very interesting chart. Just a short look at it, because things have been dramatic here, and I wanted to, I haven't seen anyone on YouTube actually showing this particular pitchfork, but it's a pitchfork that goes way back to we have the anchor point at the, let's see, the 1st of January, the 3rd January this year. It's a nice anchor point. I mean, it's just perfect. And then we have these highs here and these lows So it's been a little bit displaced, but yeah, looks like that. So we had a run up here, we broke above, was overbought, fell down to the median line, came back, nicely tested upper band, fell down all the way down here. So we are now at the lower band here. This was mid-July, late July 20th. So we got a bounce, looked pretty good. But now we have a trend line here also. You can see this trend line is broken there, but here it's working. So push price down, and this is looking actually quite bearish here. So it looks like we have a trend shift in the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. Normally that will signal Bitcoin strength, that Bitcoin will sort of outperform the alts. Yeah, and that's quite important when you sort of weigh your portfolio, how much Bitcoin you should be in, or how much alts. So a little bit of a Bitcoin season looks like it's coming to come in here. See how nice it touch here, touch here, touch here, breaks down, and what typically happens, it comes back to retest this breakout level, this lower band of the pitchfork, and it has now actually right to the pip here, and then it's coming down. So yeah, it's looking, right now it's looking quite bearish and looking like a trend shift here from a bullish trend, bullish pitchfork. This is the typical signal of a pitchfork that things have changed. It's time, the bull wave is over, and it's going to shift to the downside. So one way to look at trade this is actually to see price break below this level here before you get that real confirmation, because price could actually start to chop at the lower band here and actually break above again. Happens sometimes, but here we have a retest of the pitchfork band at the same time perfectly when it touches the lower Kuma cloud. So it's clean technically, looks great. You could trade this actually with a very tight stop above here, I mean a real tight here, trade this to the downside, speculate. Trading is generally not so, it's very risky to trade. You need to have risk management, a 2-to-1 ratio of the stop loss, but normally people don't do that, so they get wrecked left and right here, but especially in crypto, because people are very unexperienced. But yeah, anyway, using it as more of a metric of if it's going to be a Bitcoin season or a alt season, I'd say right now it's looking like we're going to go into a Bitcoin season where Bitcoin will outperform and be the strongest one, the big boy. So it's back. That's what it looks like on this chart. That's what I wanted to show, and this is something I don't think you can find somewhere else on the I mean the YouTube. If you're looking around, it's not something anyone would show you there, I think, because I haven't seen anything like this shown. So some special information here for you. So thanks for watching this video. It became very long, but I got to say what I wanted to say. So let's see if I can come back and make a video later on here and see how things progress for Bitcoin, and also here for the battle between Ethereum and Bitcoin, which is interesting itself. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.